What's up, Aniceto? Aniceto, however. Old Cheto, Aniceto Maldonado, or it's Maldonado. I knew a guy in basic training who was named Maldonado. MOL. He was a little shit starter too. God, man. He got us all in trouble at least 3 times. Sneaking out, doing dumb shit like that. I mean, we all snuck out, but most of us were not stupid enough to get caught. Let's jump right back in it then, shall we? Oh man, I can remember him like it was yesterday. Big old head. Spanish dude, of course, but he was a really dark dude, dark skin. Stormhaven Square.
Right in time for a fight. I'm Maya.
Maya!
Come find me in the market quarter. A battalion of Maliwan troops are trampling my home, and I'd appreciate some help. You know, killing them.
I'm gonna help you, girl. Maya is the siren from Borderlands 2. She's probably my second most played character behind Gage, the Mechromancer. Let's see if the Lavender Lady is actually live or if this is an upload. Upload. Go ahead and like it, and I'll let it play in the background. What you got going on today, Ancito?
It'll be nice to have someone else here besides my apprentice who hasn't taken an oath of non-violence. Speaking of which...
Yeah.
See you soon.
Why even try?
Good question. Hold that.
Those troops. I'll be there soon. Just laying out some... karmic realignment.
Let's go around, huh? Ready to unleash this... right. I am brimming.
Hey Tony, thanks for stopping in, man. Happy birthday.
Coursing through my veins. That one needed more training.
We're converting age to Celsius. Like it. Here she comes. Death and destruction. Girl, I can do that too, look.
So you're kicking ass with the Raiders. Guess Lilith had to replace me eventually. Ready for some more action?
You know it. And if you don't know, now you know.
Thought so. Follow me. We'll meet up with my apprentice. If she hasn't gotten herself killed.
Please be Tiny Tina.
The fragment's sealed inside an Iridian anchor hold. The whole monastery was built around it by monks who think it's sacred. Maybe it is, but right now, it's attracting the wrong kind of attention. I came back from Pandora to protect this place. That was working out pretty good, until Maliwan found us.
Attention, stupid pacifist monks! This is Oppressor Trant. It's not just a title, oppression is my profession. Athenas is now property of the Maliwan Corporation! No trespassing.
Ugh, that's Trant. Real pain in my ass. So far, he hasn't been able to get into the anchor hold, but let's not rely on his incompetence.
Now, look, monks, I know you think I'm doing this because I enjoy terrorizing you, but it's actually to make my big brother proud of me. He's a general, you see, and I got a huge inferiority complex about it. So if I have to burn down your entire monastery to impress him, then so be it, you know? You get it, right? You get it.
Secure the square. Once it's safe, we'll ring the bell of peace so the monks can let us through.
This is Captain Trant's personal log, and if any of you statue polishers are listening to this, you're gonna get what's coming to you. Why do I always resort to taunts? Because when I was a little kid, everyone used to call me Little Sammy Taunt. I'd scream, "My name is Samuel Trant," with an R, but they'd never call me by my real name. Well, I got real good at taunting real quick. It's been my most loyal weapon ever since.
Poor form. That's what did you in. I can feel the power.
Get down!
we're not at war, the bells of peace ring all hours of the day and night. Kind of a nightmare, honestly. Probably finding trouble.
Finding trouble, or causing it. May the six storms protect you.
Ugh, he's right. I should check on my apprentice. Ava, are you still guarding the
Ava.
library?
Maya! Hey! Yes, I am definitely at the library, because you told me to stay there. Here? Because it's where I still am. That was a book! Gotta go by!
Ugh. Keeping Ava in one place is like holding on to Quicksilver.
But that's why I took her in. Either she was gonna get herself killed, or
Maybe I could train her to, you know,
Ew.
survive.
Attention, monks of Athenas! This is Captain Trant. Surrender the vault key fragment immediately. We're gonna downsize your stupidly serene planet. That means we're gonna blow it up. God, I love this company. Form and function.
I am the greatest! Enemy ahead! Waste of my time.
Hell yeah, Vault Hunter! If you'd been around when the invasion started, we just might have held our own. Now ring the bell. I'm gonna need some iridium to get into the anchor hold. It'll amp up my siren powers. On an extremely related note, how do you feel about grave robbing?
Fine, but let's call it grave borrowing. Got a reputation to uphold.
Good. There's some iridium hidden in the cemetery. Something tells me Ava's already there. She'll help you out. I've never actually been inside the anchor hold. It's got iridium protections around it, but I think I can get around them. There's a passage in my book of ancient siren techniques. Gonna go grab it, since the library's unprotected, and I'll catch up with you later.
Ready to unleash this power! Is that it? So much power! Coursing through my veins.
Cool if I take this. Thanks. Later. Oh, hey! I was just out here looting corpses. But wait, you're a vault hunter like Maya used to be? Go on adventures, save the universe, kill bad guys?
That's me. Would you like an autograph?
Yes! That's so freaking cool, I want to die instantly. I'm gonna be a vault hunter too. Or I would be if Maya assigned me more than just guarding a dusty-ass library and staring at water for like 100 hours. Sorry, just really boring around here. So, we're gonna loot this graveyard or what? What you got,
Zebediah,
gang?
Ezekiel, and
Nothing, bitch.
Zechariah
You got
Ebenezer.
nothing. Come on.
Hehehe. Just give me a second, guys. It's time to burn something. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I know a couple Zachs too. Not with an H though.
Oh crap!
Attention, everyone! This is Captain Trant! Those monks are in that spooky
sweat.
Go, go, go! I can open this tomb up, no sweat.
What you got, Tomb? You got nothing! Maya says
The monks are really in tombs, so the dead have some spending money in the afterlife. We'll pay them later. Like, if we're not also dead.
If we're not also Yeah, hotels are fucking expensive, yo. I don't stay at shitty hotels though, dude. I'd rather pay the money. My sister, when she travels, she likes staying at hostels and shit. I'm like, man, fuck that. I mean, it's definitely a good option, you know. If you just gotta travel, can't afford like a hotel, but I'm just not gonna travel if that's the case, dude. Never know who the fuck you're sleeping next to in them places, bro. Alright, let's go back to the... Iridium. Oh.
Huh, empty. Weak.
But I know a few more places we can try.
Feels so good.
Let's go, Vault Hunter!
Captain Trot here! Again! Why are you statue polishers fighting back? Anyway, I mean, I thought you were supposed to be all zen and shit. Stop this rebellion immediately, or I'll reduce your tranquil meditation plan to
Who else wants some of Devo?
I got this one. Ah, it's sticky! Why? Why is it sticky? Oh, monks are so weird.
Yeah, dude, I can't. You see, I can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're like traveling. We just need a place to lay our head down for a few hours. Yeah, I'll stop at a Motel 6 or something, bro. But if I'm going somewhere for like a week or so, and it's where I'm like my home base is gonna be, fuck that, dude. Staying nice. You can't take it with you. I spend money like a motherfucker.
Ratch! I hate Ratch! Or is it Ratchets? Either way. Looks like they ate the iridium. Maya's gonna need way more than that. Last tomb. Then we can go get that fragment. Man, I've been dying to get inside that anchor hole ever since I got here. Something about locked doors, man. Makes my palms itch.
Ratch attack! Run! This wasn't in my contract!
What the hell? Oh, big Ratch! Big freaking Ratch! Kill it! No mercy! No mercy! It must die!
So much power!
Get back, cuz. Get back.
You should pick it up. For safety.
Freaking electric!
Hey, covering fire over here!
You're done! Done! Here it comes!
Cover me!
Move it in!
Ha! Down you go!
Cool. Let's get this iridium to Maya.
Fully energized!
Not letting me move. Oh. Skills on the left and right side of the skill tree unlock automatically when enough points spend. Try equipping new combinations. Amara deals increased splash damage and takes reduced splash damage. +4 in damage and +12% in reduction. For a few seconds after using her action skill, Amara's arms remain active and grant her damage reduction. Here. You had to upgrade your room with the Xbox and the TV, huh? I'm that dude. Whenever I travel, I have like one bag full of clothes, like a little carry-on type of thing with some jeans and some shorts and some underwear and shit in it. But then I got like a big ass suitcase with my laptops and all that good shit. Xbox. Don't leave home without it. Guys, go. Mars status effect. Deal increased damage over time. Well, that just got picked for us. My bad. Hey, Nay, how you doing, buddy? The Bacon Boys are here.
Come on, let's go!
I want to drop them in,
I am
Malorn.
done playing games, monks. Get ready for some divine judgment from me, Trant!
Maya wants to have all the fun fighting off Maliwan, but screw that! That Trant guy is the worst, and I want to kick his dick off myself!
Kick his dick, girl. Fight on the bridge.
Ava, go protect the grain storerooms. Let the Vault Hunter take care of Maliwan.
Ugh, got it, Maya. On my way.
Eat a big
All I
old
ever
bag
do
of
is
dicks.
protect archives or storerooms or sacred whatevers.
I have a special
See you later,
backpack
Vault
that's
Hunter.
made just for the Xbox,
Ava
ain't it,
really took a
Cheto?
shine to you. Might want to check your pockets. She was a stowaway on one of our seasonal merchant ships. We crossed paths. She tried to steal my book.
Spaceman
and
brother? How
instead
you
of throwing
doing?
her off a cliff, I decided to train her as my apprentice. I've got my book and heading your way in a sec. I'm just finishing up some... Die, you corporate bastards! Ancient relaxation exercises. It's better.
It was worth it, he said.
I'm unstoppable! Moving on!
Forming alliances with the enemy. That's tactics for you, man. I saw you up there, bitch.
Feels so good!
Peekaboo! Alright. Here, hold this grenade.
Attention, rebel monks of Athenas! This is Captain Tron again. I'm losing my freaking patience, so I'll say this as politely as I can. Please consider surrendering while we trample your treasured heritage just because, we're better than you. Watch your ass, get up!
Weak! Energize! Coursing through my veins.
Where's he go, George? drop. What the hell's going on, guys? What'd I miss? I see we're arguing about Kyle and Chrismer for some reason. Neither of those guys are here. I'm sure you guys can come to a resolution on this. I'm just curious what's going on. I mean, in fairness to Nene, I think he and I probably are about just as informed as one another. I don't put myself, or I don't know the guys enough to get inside information. A lot of us got left to... Yeah, I don't have any issues with Chrismer either. I don't see why anybody would, honestly, unless they have a problem with his lifestyle, but that's their problem. I like all you guys. Just whatever's going on, I'm not sure.
I am through playing games. Unless that game is Kill the Monks. That'd be awesome.
I can feel the power!
And I appreciate that, Spaceman, but as long as they don't kill each other, they can hash it out in there. Badass trooper, just standing there getting head blown. Ah, bitch.
Nothing to it.
Like, you guys have not offended me at all. Just was curious what the problem, what was going on. Something happened. But of course, we're still talking about non sequiturs bullshit. And it is still every bit as divisive today as it was then. So, thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Steve. Today's Tony's birthday, everybody. Not out of smartass here, just saying, like, out of true curiosity, how are we underinformed though? Is there something we're missing? Because all I have to go on is the narrative that's been pushed by both sides, you know? I do notice that, guys. Like, and I'm not gonna go into any detail here, but I too have run into that recently as well. It's like, if I'm such a problem for you, why are you not blocking me? Like, why does shit come to where we gotta have a problem publicly when you could just easily, boom, block? I don't want that, you know, but apparently people have issues with me, so. Block button's right there. This dude wants his ass whipped, is what he wants. Anacito, yeah, man, you ain't missing nothing by not being in the know on that. What you should know is that there are people who cannot stay out of it. And I'm not talking about the participants. There's certain people around here that no matter what you do, they're going to bring up an opportunity to try to involve themselves further and involve those who, like yourself, have managed to not be bothered with it at all. Is that coming back? Yes, it is. Fuck you and your mama, Captain Tron. Oh, it hit me, that son of a bitch. And there's no ads or anything to get up. Respawn. Hey Tony, nobody's jumping you for it, man. Look, I'm just curious. If you know something that we don't know, I'd like to know. All I know is what's being accused and what's being denied, and the duration of time it's been going on for. I don't want to personally involve myself in anything publicly, but knowing what's going on is different. Well, that makes sense, man. Somebody asked you to stay there and keep an ear to the ground, you know, I would have done the same. I actually watched the next 3 shows from Non Sequitur Show after the initial shit hit the fan because, like you, I was trying not to pick sides. I didn't want to be involved in anything but what's actually going on with the shows. I wanted to watch the show. It was a good show, man. It really was. But as I watched, man, I mean, I'm not even going to say anything beyond that. It just looked really bad.
I am the greatest.
He doesn't seem like he has good control of that thing. Be like a prolonged fight, man.
Feels so good. See how?
Tactical retreat!
Ready to unleash this power! Easy!
Okay, let's see what that does. Where is he?
I can feel the power!
Oh, we got company.
So much power! Next! Advice for me? You shouldn't have! On fire flanks! Coursing through my veins! Unstoppable!
That thing seems to be hurting him. I think he's mad.
Did you know death was once considered a natural part of life? Hooray for science! Hooray for Hyperion!
I think both of you guys have a point. You just decided to handle it different ways. I don't think anybody can, with a straight face, staunchly support Kyle at this point. Now, I do know some people have their other reasons for supporting him, but not in a sense that he's right about anything. Just loyalty, which, in fairness, I think it's not something anybody owes
Time
him.
for a fight!
And again, I can just go on how it looks.
I'm down for a brawl. Who's I'm unstoppable!
Damn it. Kobe.
So much power!
Better than A, man. Hey Roxy, how are you?
Not today.
Don't want to do that again.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? What I hear is there's been more globe people turning out just to point and laugh at them than there are actual people interested in learning about flat Earth or anything like that. It's just what you would expect, you know? Most people just showing up to go mock a bunch of man children and grown women who think that we live on a fucking flat Earth. Yeah. Flat Earth apparently looks like it was funny for a while for most people, but I gotta be honest, even I'm like, and I love the pointing and laughing part about it, but it's getting harder and harder to actually get a good laugh because it's just, most of it's played out. Whenever you have a debate going, they get slaughtered so bad that they go into shit that's not funny, like Holocaust denying and fucking just straight disrespect for dead people and events that shouldn't be fucked around with at all. That's only partly true and very, very small part of it, Roxy, because the numbers have been dying long before. Hey Tony, she's being dead serious though. YouTube has had their say. And it's not a supportive one. I heard that they don't have none of that shit there. The one in Dallas this year, I think, is like cost like $350 or some shit. I'm only going off of what I was told one time, and I'm not even sure I'm remembering it right. It was like $350 for the VIP seat or ticket or whatever, and that doesn't include anything. Like, VIP means what, you know? Yeah, ETC's my boy, man. He and Jutmonk are both very serious about their Truth is Not a Hoax channel. Tony, that's not 100% true though. Yeah, you should be getting food and drink and fucking access to shit that other people don't have. What's the point of buying a ticket if, you know? That's not exactly true though, Tony. Even the Globers, have taken like tags like conspiracy, flat earth, all that shit has come out of the titles, you know, because YouTube is specifically targeting those genre. Basically, misinformation is what it boils down to. But even the people who are trying to correct the record, you know, the debunkers and all, they're being, just by having it in their titles, you know, it's just the way the algorithm supposedly sees everything. It's been my suggestion for a while now that most of the guys, and Creaky's been the most proactive to it, I think. Start finding other shit to make fun of, dude, because the flat earth thing is as cash cow and glorious as it was, is seemingly coming to a close. But you know what? It only takes one jackass to make the right video to ignite whatever. And we'll be right back where we started. Thumb in our butt. Casual, man. I would talk to them sooner than later on that, man. I know both guys would love to go on your show. I'm almost positive of that. Not speaking for them, just my opinion. Jutmonk, the Drunk Monkey's part of it, so he'll have the shill support for sure. Not that they wouldn't have been supporting it anyway, but I watched the show last night, Anacito. I just don't chat in there, man. My chatting is not welcome. Thinking about what? From what I've heard, neither the Truth is Not a Hoax or neither the Truth is Not a Hoax or the Logic and Reason, not Logic and Reason, yeah, Reason and Logic with Steaming Cup of Reason and Logical Troglodyte, neither of them are having any trouble getting people to speak about topics on their shows. That's just it, Tony. Like, it's mostly turning into hate speech and dangerous rhetoric now, you know. At a certain point, you got to cut the mics. And the ones who have been there all along and are still there watching it die, they're seeming to be really edgy lately. I mean, dude, just look at Arwen a couple weeks ago. With relation, I think that was Schrodinger's cat that was on the night before that he saw. Talking about cutting people and shit. Which show are we talking about, Aniceto? Would you just post, Spaceman? Aniceto, which show are we talking about now? Oh, yeah. I was with the Shills for a short while. I'll tell you this, dude. They're fully ready to adapt. They won't have a problem there. They're still trying to go through the initial wave of guests, you know, and you talk about what the guest is specific to. So as that changes, so will the show. And there's nothing but smart people there, so I don't see them having any problem. And they're aware as much as anyone how this topic seems to be going to the dumpster. So I would definitely stick around for that one, because they will adjust.
Wonder how the boys are back home. Probably still dead.
Yeah, man, the show is good. I'm gonna be more aggressive with this guy this time. See what happens.
Feels so good. for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. Ready to unleash this power! I can feel the power! Moving on!
Almost died.
I am the greatest!
Zulak is... Ooh, that was close. twice in a row.
So much power. Why even try?
Got him!
Hunter, you wasted Tron? Good riddance.
My only regret is that I had to stop punching him.
You got the iridium? Give it here.
So fly.
I've never been able to use iridium the way Lilith does, but I found a technique in this book that might change that. Okay, here goes something.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Roxy to watch more Baldy Cats and Conspiracy Cats. She just convinced herself that she's super busy and important and doesn't have that kind of time. Thanks, Tony, man. You know, just had to take my time, be a little more aggressive with him.
Holy crap. I feel like I could phase lock a planet right now.
Teach me that right now.
Tony, did you see when he did his American accent? Simon and Dan, he was on a Daniel Pratt episode. Oh man, he's tried to split my side with that. Yeah, that shield was something else, wasn't it? Boy had a shield on him for sure. No! I'm just picking on you, Roxy. Fuck off, man. Oh yeah, I love Dan. Dan's a good man. Man, I appreciate you guys popping in for a chat.
Okay, let's get the key fragment, Vault Hunter. So, Ava, you survived the invasion. Guess all those hours staring at water taught you something after all.
I can handle myself. I learned to fight way before I met you.
Let's square then, kid.
Oh, you know I would, but I've got a loot to sort through.
Nope. Go pack a bag. You get your wish. We're leaving with the Vault Hunter.
Uh-oh.
Wait, for real? I mean, yeah, cool, whatever. Could be fun, I'll grab my stuff.
Vault Hunter, check this out.
I must not question.
The Iridians left messages like these all over the galaxy. I always figured there was a connection between sirens and vaults. I can't read it, but it must mean something.
Oh, I love Great Sapien. Jerry's the man. He has such a great way with words. Even when I don't agree with him, I still can't. I can't like go against what he's actually said because he words it so well. Never makes claims that he can't back.
Since before I was born. But as long as Maliwan knows it's here, Athenas will never be safe. I should tell you this before I explain it to Lilith. The real reason I took Ava on as an apprentice, she's going to be a siren, someday. And I want to make sure she's ready when that happens. See you up in the stars, Vault Hunter.
Yeah, I love when they include their when they cite their work. Even the Globers, man. Like you have a responsibility to, if you're making claims, you have a responsibility to provide evidence and or at least provide where you got your evidence. Okay, we gotta go kill somebody. Foreman Nate. Let me sell this junk.
Get the fun shots for your gunshots at Doctor's Edge Portable Clinic.
One sec.
You got a pulse and a bank account? Welcome back.
$36 is my shotguns everywhere, man. 14 times 10. 15 times 12. Better. 12 times 16. I mean, sometimes damage isn't everything. See, that gun, the shotgun I have is a little bit weaker power-wise, but as far as handling, accuracy, reload, fire rate, and all that shit, smoking them. Yeah, nobody likes that, Tony. Even Globers hate being told they're wrong.
Anytime. Tired of wasting cash on respawns? Look no further. Usually I deal in organs, but this is close enough. That ought to do it, for now at least.
For now, at least. Tony, man, go ahead and take the day off with us, bro. Anacito's about to roll up a blunt in a minute. Thug life. Iron Chest Charlie.
God Queen commands blood!
I don't go to the grocery. Hell yeah. Dab it up. That's what this is, Aniceto. You ain't gonna set nothing off. That's who made you soft.
Feels so good. Didn't break a sweat.
I'm here to kill you, fella. flat. Okay, let's continue this. Let's get back to Sanctuary. Oh yeah, bro. The shit I got is called Ice Cream Cake Premium Shatter. Who's Noka? Let me in on it, Tony. You know people I don't know, apparently. Let's see. Noka. Click at the link. Look at the flick of the wrist. That's a studio link, Tony. Let me try removing studio from it and see what happens. Alright. A Raging Atheist. Is that the right person, Tony? A Raging Atheist? Yeah. I'll give it a follow, man. I'll sub. See what's going on with it tonight. Give it a like. Tickle the little button.
Yeah.
Come feel the vibe, like and subscribe. Yeah, it did, but for some reason whenever I put links in and I'm streaming, it tends to put studio in front of it, and it won't let me into their studio, of course. So I just removed studio from it, and it went. Yeah, I set a reminder too. I'll check it out. Give me a second, guys.
Hello, semi-adult human. I am...
Claptrap! Holy crap, I've heard so much about you!
Wait, what?
Yeah! When you took on the Bullymongs, and Captain Flint, and the stairs! I make Maya tell me about it all the time!
So you want to hear stories about how cool I am?
Yeah!
Have you come to the right place? Come, new favorite crew member, come and hear the story of how my ass saved the entire ship! Here I was, surrounded by total nimrods who couldn't tell you the difference between
Tell everyone you're a hero! Don't make me a liar! Finally, someone who looks like they can take a bullet!
Do these Neanderthals not understand that I need to keep this laboratory stocked in order to do my job? Without syringes, how am I supposed to move various liquids from one place to another? Unbelievable.
Amara, my favorite client. Great to see you, baby.
Don't call me baby. I'm the tiger, remember?
Easy, baby. Okay, that was a mistake, Tiger. The Tiger, put me down. Listen, I'm your agent. I'm looking out for you, and I'm telling you, you've outgrown Portali. You beat down the gangs, lifted up the people, but there's no one left to fight. Legends gotta keep being written, you know? Be reborn, or they die.
That's why I'm leaving. I've heard of a place sirens are drawn to, and now I feel it too. Pandora.
Pandora? Whew. That's a rough place, Tiger. Lots of fights there. Cannibal bandits, vicious wildlife, even alien stuff.
I know, right? It's perfect.
A new Vault Key fragment! Just holding this makes my skin tingle. That and I ate one of Marcus's discount burritos. In case you were wondering, this isn't a complete Vault Key. Why the Iridians split the keys into fragments is anyone's guess, but the Vault Key on Pandora required 3 pieces.
Let me check it out.
Still, it's a start. You should return to Lilith. I'm sure she and Maya have a lot of catching up to do, or whatever it is people with social lives do. No, thank you. Give me a sterile room full of surgical equipment any day.
Oh yeah. It's all screwed. You fucking Texas people. Of course it's screw. Alright, brother. Thank you, Tony.
I heard you won us some allies while on Promethea. Some people are like that, attracting friends and allies and well-wishers wherever they go. But I am not one of those types, and never will be. I heard you won us some allies while on Promethea. Some people are like that, attracting friends and allies and well-wishers wherever they go. But I am not one of those types, and never will be. I need to stay busy or my mind wanders. No one wants that, believe me.
2 seconds, guys. It's East 99.
This bores me, as most things do. Is this what you do for fun?
Shut up, Tannis.
Can't these people find some other way to amuse themselves?
Don't make me a liar!
Oh, wonderful. That one was used to cover up borderline pornography. Puritanical notions of sexuality are so last century. Using my syringes for a dart game? Unacceptable! Besides, everyone knows games are for addle-brained simpletons and impudent children. Now, how in the hell did that even get up there? antennae anyway. It's barbaric. We live in the future, damn it. Honestly, I wonder sometimes why I put up with all of this. Though I suppose it does provide me with access to plenty of Iridian artifacts and a ready supply of test subjects. Oh, right. I'm supposed to call them patients.
This is actually above me.
I can finally get back to work now. Thank you, Vault Hunter. And if you discover anyone else has stolen my syringes, please execute them. Okay? Bye.
The Art of War was so nasty. Art of War is my favorite one, man. Don't ask me why. I know that's uncommon. Most people would say East 99 or something like that. No worries, man. Take the dog out.
I heard you won us some allies while on Promethea. Some people are like that, attracting friends and allies and well-wishers wherever they go. But I am not one of those types, and never will be.
Back in the day, huh? When did that album come out? And like, The Art of War is my favorite. Roxy. Did it come out in like 99, 2000? 2001 maybe? No, it's older than that.
I heard you won us some allies while on Promethea.
Tannis, for the fuck's sake, shut up.
What do you mean, a siren apprentice?
I can't explain it right now, Lilith, but she's going to be a siren someday.
We'll talk about this later. What's up, killer? Maya says you kick some major ass.
What can I say? I'm a natural.
I believe it. Well, one fragment down, 2 more to go.
So what is this all about, Lilith? Why is Maliwan on Athenas? Our key fragment has been a secret for generations. How did they find out about it now?
I'm not sure, but the Calypso seem to know more
God
about
of
the
War
vault
is an
than
okay
anyone.
game.
Even Tannis. They knew about the vault map. Maybe they told Maliwan to invade Athenas. They say they're after something called the Great Vault, and the vault on Promethea must be part of their plan. We have to get there first.
We will, Firehawk.
I'm not sure anyone calls me that anymore.
Lilith, long time. So, how are things?
Wow, nice mustache.
Thanks. It's a Siege mustache. Listen, I'm gonna have to cash in on that Allies card. Katagawa's got an asteroid-mounted laser aimed at Atlas HQ, and he's threatening to slice me in half unless I surrender. I'm, freaking out here! Freaking out! And Zero reports the laser's being powered by a vault key fragment, so,
All I needed to hear, we're on it.
Now we're talking! Yay, allies! Reese, out!
Go down there and help Reese with his laser issue, Vault Hunter.
I hope Reese knows what he's doing. Lilith says he's one of us, but can't trust a man with a mustache. That's just science. So, the tattoos. You want to talk about it?
Honestly, no. Not much to say.
Gotcha. Well, I should probably get settled in. It's good to be back on Sanctuary. A Sanctuary.
Yeah. Let's go to the drop pod.
You look tough. We're friends now.
Yeah, I'm tough. Actually, look, I can use a fast travel station now. Kobe.
Think twice before messing with Athena's again. So, since you're already doing stuff... Vault Hunter!
Yeah, fucking
I have a
right.
mission for you. Triple mega priority.
People
I
wanna
left
come
some
up.
stuff back on Athena's. I was so excited to get out of that monastery that I forgot to pack some really important stuff. You gotta get it back for me.
Must not have been that important.
How's that thing going?
God of War is the only reason you play console, huh? Yes, indeed. One second, guys. One second, guys. I'm checking out what's going on here.
UK laws.
He's essentially claiming that the like the national curriculum, like science curriculum in the UK, is breaking some law.
Yes, basically he's claiming it's breaking some law about teaching policy or partisan arguments.
Because I mean it's science. It's a science curriculum, so it's supposed to be objective as much as possible, and he's claiming that because they reject the obviously false idea of the flat earth, that they're being biased and political.
So since Anthony leaked this thing by himself, he released this to people, and it got around really quick after that. Something in his GoFundMe actually strikes me as odd, and I'm going to quote him here.
Oh, you mean the one at the bottom?
Near the bottom, yes.
Earlier.
I will gift a soft copy to every person that donates 25 pounds or more, but the soft copy will only come after, capitalized, the examination board has sat and granted the award. If the submission is rejected, a soft copy will still be provided. So which was it? Was it rejected or was it granted the award? I'm curious about that. I really am.
Well, Sean, let's be honest, we all know the answer.
Well, I just want to hear it.
Okay, so what is... So Jared, we haven't actually spoke about you. What is your favorite part or least favorite part, depending on how you counted off the entire thing? Jared? Jared?
Sorry, call from work, hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I know it was put in 2 days ago, but according to his own GoFundMe, he says that it will only be put public after the examination board has actually sat through it.
Okay, let me just read some random sentences so that you know what type of writing style we're talking about here.
Oh God.
Quote, even if the molten iron core is actually true, the process of actually proving it to oneself is a journey in itself that should be promoted for the inquisitive journey it creates. What?
Basically, he's saying that every generation has to start from square one with science. They have to throw out everything they know and start from scratch.
Yep. Okay, here's a suggestion to the side chat. Name me a page number and the second number from 1 to 4. The first one gets it, come on. At micro you don't count. So give me two numbers, one from 1 to 33 and one from 1 to 5 approximately. Okay, page 2. Yeah, well, Ola, yours isn't complete, so I'm going with Snowdogs 15.4. Okay, let's see, page 15.
No, people are talking about spelling errors. If you want the best example of a spelling error, scroll all the way to the bottom and look at the very last word of the whole thing.
Oh yes, he misspelled encyclopedia, which is just hilarious. Okay, so page 15 actually contains only three parts. So I'm just gonna read the third. Oh god. Oh no, it's that one.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
If the children are not being informed of opposing views initially, by that very fact it would seem to both contrast with the losing reason from the Dimmo case and subsequently satisfy the term political indoctrination.
Look up the Retron 5.
Although it is a point
Retron.
for a judge to decide upon, one really could populate credible scientific evidence to support the assertion that children are not receiving proper tuition nor having proper debate in the context of the taught model. And yes, that was one sentence.
It's a combination of all the Gen 1, 2 consoles.
I still think my favorite part of it is the fact that he's literally
machine, bro.
with the Curie thing you talked, the Curie point and the mobile iron core that you mentioned
they may have
earlier.
Made the Retron
he's
6.
literally making the exact same arguments. He's even using things that we had in the hangout where you explained it to him. He's literally making
to answer somebody from the side chat, Tommy Grönwold. It took approximately 8 weeks for my thesis to be approved. So usually it takes 4 to 6, but mine was rather long, so I guess they took a little longer. And no, I don't think that it will take 2 days for Riley's thesis to be rejected.
They will open it up and go, what the fuck? And
yes, 2 minutes is much more realistic.
Well, even the first,
10 seconds
wall of text that he calls a paragraph would have gotten it rejected.
I mean, seriously, there's a grammatical error in the first line and a spelling error in the second line of the entire document. How the fuck can that happen?
Now correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong about the UK, but a thesis actually has some points valued for grammar and spelling.
No idea. I think over here it's just assumed that you don't fuck that up.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I actually have never thought about this.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what Catholicism is too.
Capitalism is a religion based upon capitalists?
Wait a second, it's not Catholicism. It's capitalism.
Yeah.
There's a second I in there that's not supposed to be there.
Capitalism. Capitalism. It's
I think he was.
simulation of a Catholic, whatever.
Was he trying to say Catholicism?
Yes.
Yes.
I
mean, there's so many fuck ups in this. Sean, I've sent you a list earlier of all the spelling some of the spelling mistakes that I found.
Sly ran for a standard word spelling check, so yeah.
But
yeah, we found about 80 of them.
Is live with
I
Sean
actually
Huffer
went through it and
AT2
tried to find
Productions.
every single one manually.
They're talking about
but
Anthony Riley's thesis,
even after reading through it 3 times, I still
which
found
is
new ones that I
absolutely
just
hilarious
overread
if you
before.
haven't been into it yet. 33 pages is stupid. And
apparently
if
he's
you do
not
go,
able
just
to
tell
use
him who sent you.
apostrophes.
Yes.
Is okay. I can't tell if he's being racist here or not. So he says, why is there an ongoing Red Indian legal issue in America too? Is Red Indian legal issue here like an actual term, or is he literally being racist?
I don't know. I've never heard the term Red Indians before.
Yeah, I mean that might be a UK thing.
It feels like it might. It feels like it might be racist.
I mean, over here we either call them, I think in English, in British English, they're either called American Indians or Native Americans.
Well, it's more the red thing.
For the last 15-20 years, it's been Native Americans is the proper term, but there is an Indian Law Resource Center, but I don't see anything about Red Indians.
Wait, if they found all this...
Yeah, it's like, Indian, fair enough, you can get away with that. But like, the red part feels,
Thanks for popping
that's
in
what
there,
makes
brother.
it.
Every time. Leave that browser open if you can.
Just so fucking sad.
Harry Warp will actually look at the definition.
Yeah.
It is an offensive noun.
Great job there.
Way to go, Anthony. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean, seriously, what did we expect from Riley? I mean, the spelling mistakes are bad enough. The formatting errors, in my opinion, are worse. For example, some passages are actually randomly either in italics or underlined, I guess, in order to emphasize them, which is something you do not do in a scientific paper,
No,
because
you don't.
science is cold and dead in terms of its language, and boring, because it needs to be emotionless in order to work.
Reading, for anyone who has never read a scientific paper, it is the most boring thing you can possibly read. The only reason it's interesting is because you're actually finding what it says interesting. It's written in the driest, most boring language you can imagine.
Well, here's a synopsis of Anthony's entire thesis. That all schools should be required to teach all the alternative hypotheses.
Yeah, any hypothesis is valid as long as somebody actually believes it.
Yes, that is his overall summary.
Hey, Sean, did you know that my computer screen is actually throwing snakes at me?
These are not purple.
How do you know?
Then I would say you're obsessed.
So yeah, according to Riley, that should be valid, because I'm now believing in it. I mean, he's quoting, for example, creationists. He thinks that creationism should be taught in school as an alternative. At least it should be taught that people believe in it.
Which it is.
Geocentrists, obviously. Flat earthers.
Here's the thing about shoehorning things into the education system. People like Riley, they start off by saying, well, we want all possibilities taught in school, and then let the students make up their own mind. Eventually that argument becomes, well, since you're allowing all these, let's disallow these other ones that I don't agree with. That's the actual methodology of changing the school system in a bad way. Because then it becomes literally, well, we don't like what's being taught, so we want everything taught, and then we'll selectively take things out that we don't want taught. Like,
it's called the wedge strategy.
Yeah.
Like, the American Creationists literally published a document called that. about their strategy to get
So
creationism
much
taught
power.
in American schools.
But he thinks that these grade schoolers should be taking on the debate of the shape of the Earth.
No. Well, I mean, no one should. Like, we shouldn't even be doing that. We're wasting our fucking time and brain cells on it.
Oh, Bob the science guy actually went on to Jose's and actually brought that exact point up to Anthony. Anthony ran away.
Oh, nice.
I mean, for example, as somebody already pointed this out on the slideshow, on page 13 he's talking about creation versus evolution. And it contains the following sentence.
I know exactly.
A counter argument would
I
be
am the greatest.
ridicule is not demonstration in this context, but if you ever engage in the debate of creation versus evolution and argue against evolution on the basis that there's no evidence to prove that a donkey fish evolved into a bison at one point, you will quickly be demonized for challenging evolution on the grounds of evidence.
And by the way, about Anthony saying go ahead and show the paper, actually I would avoid doing that for the simple fact that he is charging money for people to see this. And he can actually get you for copyright for if you present the paper, even if you're using it as critique. He can say, well, because they can see it on your channel in full, people don't have to, spend money to see it from my site.
Yes, basically I'm waiting for him to give me permission to show it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking him directly. Because obviously that would hold up. But so far nothing.
Just make sure it's not over a platform that will allow him to delete his own message. Just saying.
No, I've already screenshotted everything. And I will let you. Where's the hell Soy? I invited him earlier.
Possibly working or asleep because he needs to be working. Like,
No, I know that he was flying his drone earlier and crashed it into a tree.
What the hell is demon is this?
Demonize, I think.
Demonetized?
No, demonized.
Demonetized.
And yes, I think with S it's actually correct in British English. In American English it would write that with a Z.
Yes.
Which is something that confused the hell out of me, because I usually use American English.
Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction because just the simple formatting and layout of his fleeces is going to get rejected.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna get rejected. It does not have a table of contents. It does not have an abstract, not a summary. The bibliography is a fucking joke. The formatting is a fucking joke. What else do we have? The language.
The premise is completely backwards.
It feels like something someone would write as like a joke.
Yeah, but they're flat earthers, so we can never be sure if they're serious or not. That's the problem with them.
You know what? You know what the like different formatting reminds me of? It reminds me of like when you used to like have to do group projects in school, and everyone wrote in different fonts, and then you just couple it together.
Oh yes, exactly.
Speaking of fonts, Barryon says, "Is it in Comic Sans?" It
No,
should have been.
it's in Calibri.
Yeah.
Which shows that
Calibri.
Sly apparently found out that he was using Word 2007. No idea how he found that out. I guess there's some metadata in the
PDF. Other person apparently. I don't know who though.
Oh, and speaking of Sly, did you see the image he shared in the group chat? He's gonna be a little late.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know, obviously, apparently Sly's computer is currently doing this biannual Windows update. You know, the long one that pretty much reinstalls your entire system. That's what is just happening to his computer, so he won't be with us for at least 30 more minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that notification this morning. I snoozed the hell out of that.
Yeah, don't do that. I always update the first time I have the time for it.
Yeah, sometimes automatic updates are a bad thing, Sly.
This is a good reminder to go in and turn off that feature.
No, just at least have it set up to where it's asking permission if they want to do it or not. That way you can say yes now or save it until later, like when you have to go to bed.
Well, usually with a modern computer, it actually happens rather fast.
Wait, Gio, did you say biannual?
Yes, biannual.
So
doesn't that mean that this happens every 6 months?
No,
that is every 2 years.
Semi-annual is twice a year. Biannual is once every 2 years.
Okay, then semi-annual, whatever.
Okay.
I have 2 computers. Yeah.
I wonder what the forces of
yes,
evil
Sly,
are
why
up
don't you
to.
join with your
Probably
Starfest
something
thing?
fun. Maybe that's why they went evil. Boredom.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about technology. There are mobile apps. He does have other ways of joining.
No, I know that we used his Surface Go on the experiment, on the day of the experiment, and that's just a Windows computer.
It's just flat.
That's neat. Usually it says this may take a while. This one says this will take a while.
Nice.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen it where it says this will take a while.
Okay, so again, Jared, your favorite best/worst thing about this entire document?
The lack of written resources to me is a killer.
Yes.
When it comes to the citations, a proper thesis, the ones that I have perused has had at least an entire page of just written citations.
Actually,
and that's been on the low end.
Actually, let me share my citation list of my master thesis. Obviously, I don't want to share the entire thing because it's not published yet. Well, the contents are not published yet, but whatever. But I think I can send you guys the citation list, which I think should be somewhere around here, around page 100.
I mean, you can pretty much pick any scientific paper, and like
that is true. There we go.
It's gonna be a list of names and titles, and for some papers, it's gonna be a very, very long list of names. Do you have any of those, Gio? What is just like a wall of text, but it's just names?
Can you see my screen?
There
yes.
we go.
Okay, that is my bibliography. That's one page.
I see a lack of YouTube videos there, man.
Yep. 2 pages. 2 pages and a little bit.
Yeah, see
Well,
that.
what the fucking do? Who would have
See how
thought?
much. Let's see how long mine is.
So this is how a good bibliography looks like for a thesis, for a master thesis, for example. Obviously, a dissertation will be longer by a factor of about 3 to 5, I think.
Yeah.
Approximately. But this is approximately what you can expect for even for a mediocre master thesis. This would be necessary almost, at least in chemistry.
I just opened. I feel dirty now. I just opened the PDF of my thesis to check, but now it's open in the same program as Riley's.
Cross contamination.
Oh.
And no, I do not have any YouTube videos as citations. All of those are peer-reviewed, either papers or books.
Yeah, and that's what you would expect for a properly researched, properly formatted thesis. Is bare minimum a page, but more realistically 2 to 5 of just written.
I have 7 pages of references.
Holy shit.
Well, speaking of references, like I said earlier, on Nathan's show, after his first paper was rejected, he said he was going to leave Flat Earth out as much as possible. That way it would actually get through the papers or the school system. How many sources does he cite for geocentrism or for creationism versus Flat Earth? Does he give any besides Flat Earth sources?
Does the dictionary count?
Well, there's the dictionary and there's also the laws themselves.
Yeah, there's a statute and there's 2 cases.
Yeah, a few legal cases, 2 or 3 legal cases.
No, he had one legal case that was split into 2 separate sources.
Whatever.
It's the Durant case.
And then there's then you have articles and electronic citations.
But
there's
no geocentrism or
there is something
or creationism.
There's something history from NASA, NASA.gov. Then there's something from Harvard. There's also something from Scientific American about Einstein and.
Yeah, that was a George Musser paper.
Then there's something. There's a few references from other like internet pages about the deepest borehole. And then there's the flat Earth. There's the curve calculator.
So nothing about the other things that he was talking about in his paper, very, very briefly, but for this not flat Earth paper.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of like I don't know how many of the YouTube. See, that's the thing. Like, even when he gives like a YouTube video as a citation, he doesn't even give the title. He just gives the link.
Yeah, I like that. So what source are they supposed to be looking for in this video that is unnamed or referenced? Here's a video to watch. You know?
Yeah, and even then, on a written paper,
on a written paper, they can't exactly click a link.
Yeah. They can't click a link. No, they're not going to go.
Now I'm just imagining someone sitting with a printed out copy, desperately putting their finger on there.
Anthony would try.
Yeah, again, there's this entire absurd situation that Riley probably went through, because when you submit a thesis like this, you have to give them physical copies, which means that if he did this correctly, he would have to go into a copy shop to get this printed correctly, then bound correctly, and then bring it to the secretary or professor or whoever is in charge of this, actually hand it in physically. Now, how many of you do actually think that Riley went through the right process instead of using his crappy old 2002 HP DeskJet to print it and staple the entire thing together in a crooked way and then hand it in?
I'd just like to point out one thing real quick that's really annoying me is that his GoFundMe is still active and he actually got $85 in donations within the last 24 hours.
Dollars or poundings.
Hey, we can hear you. You're just ignoring
Sly, welcome.
Oh, okay. I was just checking to see if my microphone worked for this damn thing.
It is.
It's fine.
Okay, cool.
You're also streaming from
what
your
did I
surface?
miss? Yeah. So what did I miss?
Oh, so obviously, have you already read the entire thing?
Entire? No, I only read one or two portions of it because this has been my second small piece of free time since I received it.
Okay.
But I did read the Eratosthenes bit, and oh my god, that shit was hysterical.
Yeah, that's something I completely forgot about. He also talked about how the distance to Venus is depending. What was that again? I have to look it up because it's so fucking stupid.
It was something about the distance to the sun had to do with calculating the distance or stating that the size of Venus was the same size as the Earth.
I found it. Apparently, he's thinking that the distance or let me just read it.
Yeah.
Secondly, the time they base the
Misspelled
expected return ping
Eratosthenes.
data. So this is about pinging Venus with a radar antenna, basically.
Why am I not surprised?
Is based on the speed of light, traveling through space without any other factors, including time it takes to traverse the distance. Secondly, the time duration is based on Kepler's third law of interplanetary motion. So, time is now dependent on Kepler? And by the way, Kepler was also maybe spelled wrong. Just saying. So he thinks that... In what way does radar pinging have anything to do with Kepler?
It doesn't, but Anthony put that in his paper for some fucked up reason.
Well, you see, and then one thing that he keeps on talking about in that little section there, or at least he keeps on asserting, is that was the only history of us of human beings ever stating that the Earth was round.
Yep.
Now he focuses on the size that was determined from there, but the what do you call it? I think like 400 years before him, who's that guy's name? Pythagoras. Pythagoras was already talking about the Earth being round. You know, and
yeah, he just didn't know the diameter yet.
Yeah, Eratosthenes was not the person who discovered anything other than a method to measure the size of something.
Okay, I now got the written permission of Riley to actually show the document.
Now, here's my question: if you got the written permission from Riley, what version is this? Because I seem to have heard something about a version of this was already out before.
This is apparently his one that he actually got submitted. It's still waiting on being graded, but it's the one he just submitted.
So when they make paper airplanes out of it and throw it back at him,
you think they're going to try to fold it? They're just going to crumple it up.
I mean, with all the spelling mistakes. Hey, Riley. Not only am I still here to make this conversation, but what do you call it? Remember how the only thing that you wanted to talk about my fundraiser for the bending water test, the only thing you wanted to talk about was my grammar, and how I wrote things in the description of that. Remember how you thought that was funny? 72 grammatical errors, spelling errors alone in this document. Not to say anything about run-on sentences, unhyphenated words that are supposed to be hyphenated, and hell, half of them are actually British English titles that we don't even use. Yeah, but you guys use them, and they're supposed to be hyphenated. You didn't do that.
Actually, Slides, it's even worse. He actually, for example, the word pseudoscience. Sometimes he wrote that as two words, and sometimes it was hyphenated, but neither of those is correct. The correct thing is actually just one single big long word.
Or how many times did he write since or sinus or whatever it was?
I didn't even notice that. That's new to me.
Oh yeah, well see, when I got it, the very first thing that I did was I converted it over to a Word document and then just let spell check hit it. And it's pretty easy to count all the little red lines. Not to mention all the little blue lines. Now, minus of course, names that might not have been recognized by Word, like this dimmer thing and or dimcock or whatever the hell that was. And then a couple of proper names. But
he misspelled Kepler. He misspelled deGrasse as in Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah,
without the E at the end of deGrasse.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Anthony.
Yeah, and sometimes the D in deGrasse was capitalized, and sometimes it wasn't.
Oh my God!
Now, did you write this with the same computer that told you about Leon Foucault?
Probably. But so here's the thing: I don't see them crumpling it up. I don't see them turning it into anything to throw back at them. I see them taking a copy of it, going over
to the teacher's lounge,
taking it to the English department, and going, here, use this as an example of what not to do.
No, you see, what I'm seeing is tea time in England. Some headmaster is going to bring this into into some kind of a faculty room where, everybody's drinking tea and, having their break for the day and shit like that. And they're just passing around pages like, read this shit.
I actually have a different hypothesis. So when the professor who is responsible for correcting this sees it for the first time, he opens it, reads like 2 sentences,
and dies.
Then walks to his bookshelf, takes out the biggest book that he has. Behind it is a bottle of absinthe or whiskey or something. And then he exits the entire thing before actually being able to continue this nonsense that he's just been handed in.
Hey Riley, I'm just gonna say one thing, man. Make a fucking point.
Yes.
Jeez, I mean, you got paragraphs and paragraphs and stuff. Nobody knows
Riley's
where
paper.
the hell you're going with any of it.
Now, mind you, this is a thesis in a law degree.
Fleeces.
I'm actually tempted to go through and count the number of paragraphs where he actually talks about the law versus talking about the flat Earth.
Yeah,
and
because
see which one outweighs the other.
Yeah, basically, I
all
think
he's trying
from
to do is
approximately
put flat Earth into schools.
Yes, approximately from page 20 to 23, I think he's only talking about science, nothing about law.
Yeah.
Well, science.
Yeah, well.
Science. Yeah.
He uses. For fuck's sake, he uses. when he is describing radio waves, he says that they're part of the light frequency. Great job there, Spirit Science.
Yeah, right. No shit.
Not only has
frequency,
Spirit Science has an influence on this, the formatting looks as if it had been done by Quantum Eraser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, without all the colors.
Well, because he's a role model,
Yeah.
Are you saying that Anthony, the reason there aren't colors is because Anthony couldn't live up to it?
I think Kiwi is a roll your own model.
I think we actually need to be quite glad that he didn't use word art. If you remember that one.
He was tempted.
What do you mean remember? It's still a thing.
Well, what's going to be funny, though, is that a lot of these flurpers aren't going to actually read the whole paper because there's not enough pictures.
Yeah.
Wait, is that why you put the portraits in?
Okay, I think that there are 2 portraits in there, right? One is from Carl Sagan, and the other one is from this British lawyer or judge or whatever guy.
I agree with Carl Sagan's expression in that image.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm pretty sure that he's currently rotating in the grave.
Unless he was cremated.
No, even then he would be rotating.
No, I think he's getting a good chuckle out of it.
Would the whole urn be rotating, or just the ashes inside?
I don't know.
Just the ashes inside initially until it gets a magnetic field, and then there'll be enough motion to translate to the urn.
Did you ever see the movie Contact based on Carl Sagan's book?
Well, here's
this scene where this transporter thing starts rotating so quickly that it starts glowing. That's what's happening to Sagan's urn right now.
Well, here's a good question, Gio. We know Anthony's watching because he's actually interacting with you here and there.
I was just going to go there.
Why is he not in chat?
Why is he not? I was just going to go there, man.
I don't know.
I have a question, though. Something just came up in the live chat that really, I would love to hear the source for this one. From They and Them, Riley stated that he had a 12,000 word limit. What freaking thesis ever has a word limit?
Well, in that case, he broke it.
Well, I can't say anything for or against that because it is a legal thesis. Even though it doesn't really
same for me. No idea. In science, usually it's done when it's done. Keep it as short and precise as possible. But if there's much stuff to say, then you have to say it. For example, there was, I think the paper written on the first discovery of X-rays was less than a page long, and somebody got a Nobel Prize for it. Yeah. Just saying.
No, as long as you're making a point, then it's compelling reading. So if you got 20 pages of concise points moving in a direction toward of your thesis, then you should be good. Or if you got one point to make, like, hey, guess what I figured out how to do when you turn this way. And that there's not much else that you have to write on that.
Yeah, but Riley's thesis doesn't have a point. That's the thing. It's orbiting around a point. It's just a giant singularity of stupidity. I just noticed that I made 2 black hole metaphors.
Yeah, but like the couple of paragraphs that I wrote that I read there in the middle, it was like, what are you actually trying to say? Now, I finally kind of filtered it out, and basically all he was saying was that Eratosthenes is treated as fact, as some kind of the only person who's ever measured the Earth, and then but because there's only one side, he considers that indoctrination.
Yeah, but he completely ignores the fact that we can repeat Aristophanes' experiment.
Exactly. Hey,
even if this guy never existed, that doesn't matter anymore because
we
can do it ourselves.
Fred the pig farmer, yeah. And that's my whole thing. Hey, Riley, how come at the bottom of your thesis you don't have my 23 country or 23 participant international version? Where we repeated the same damn thing. You don't
Sly,
have that down as a reference.
Can you do me a favor, Sly? Go to the last part
I can't right now. I can't. I don't have it here.
Okay, so
I got on my big computer.
What the last part of his thesis is? Well, obviously, it's a bibliography, right?
Okay.
Okay. He misspelled the word encyclopedia.
Yeah. Well, you know what I found out? Spell check didn't find that to be wrong.
Really? That's weird. I've never seen it this way, and I think
it seems to be an awkward way to do a plural of encyclopedia. but I couldn't find it anywhere else. I mean, Google didn't recognize it and all this, but Microsoft Word recognized it as at least being spelled correctly, or it gave up. One of the two.
Also, apparently, the only source inside his encyclopedia list, again, is called here an online edition.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
If you don't bother actually quoting the encyclopedia itself, then just write it to the other links that you already had as articles and electronic citations.
Something.
By the way, you can scratch the article's end. Also, just noticed there's some fuck-ups there with the fonts. Some of those hyperlinks are, I think, size 11, some are size 10.
I'll tell you what, Riley. Pretty soon I'm coming out with the re-release of FE Core Can't Laser called FE Core Really Can't Laser. What do you call it? I'll give you take some tips on. You don't have to believe anything I say, of course, because you won't. You'll find some way to discuss it in another way. But take some tips on how I come to very quick points, because unfortunately I had a lot of points to make. So just take that as a way to write your next thesis after they reject this one.
So apparently it is a correct spelling.
Yeah, did you look it up?
No, several people in the chat have.
Okay, that's weird. I've never seen it this way.
Yeah.
Wonder how the
Google
boys
recognizes
are back home.
encyclopedias as
So
the
Harry Warp says that he found a webpage from Cambridge University that says the thesis is not to exceed 80,000 words, approximately 350 pages for a PhD degree, and 60,000 words for a master's degree in science or in literature. That doesn't really help us, but apparently in the UK there are actually, it seems that there are actually like word count limits.
Okay.
But
60,000, that's still factor of approximately 4 bigger than his.
Yeah, like he's still like. But it might be that they're like in lore there is a weirdly low word count.
It almost sounds like they want you to get to the point.
Yeah, but again, what point is he trying to convey here? Or what?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think I know what he's trying to convey, but he just isn't. That's the problem. He just isn't able to distill down his message to such a degree that it's actually understandable.
Hmm. No, I just and by the way, I like the fact that, what did he say? Christopher Columbus is supposedly the founder of America.
Oh yes, he wrote this. Let me find the quote.
Here's some word history for you.
The
Encyclopedia
founder of America.
Encyclopedias is actually the word that's used to refer to Wikipedia.
Okay.
So probably not a written encyclopedia, but rather a digital or a fluid one.
Yeah, an encyclopedia space is perhaps the best known instance of wiki use, although encyclopedia met with mixed success in the corporate world. It's literally a made-up word that was attributed to online resources.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, okay, that's new.
That's cool. I'm
So
down with that.
let me just read the sentence regarding Christopher Columbus. Quote, for example, Christopher Columbus is cited in school as the founder of America, and this reference is easily found by anybody with a rudimentary search on a search engine online.
Yeah, you know what?
With a rudimentary search.
You know what you find in founder of America on Google? The founding fathers.
Let me guess, George Washington?
No, just it's just referenced as the founding fathers, which
Yeah, okay.
is the Continental Congress, the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
My favorite
And,
one being Benedict Arnold. Those traitors to the crown shall suffer.
But no, the founder of America. I mean, it's just, that either sounds like a really stupid person saying the person who found America, because he's the
Yes,
founder.
because he doesn't know what the word founding means.
Right.
Maybe he thinks it means someone who found something.
Yeah. He thinks found and founded are the same thing.
Right, or found and find. Maybe he's the finder. And let me also put something in which I said to you guys in the chat. What do you call it? Christopher Columbus, okay, went against biblical dogma, okay, saying that the Earth, was or at least stated to kind of, sort of, if you went that way, could be said that it was flat. However, Christopher Columbus believed the current science of the time, which was saying that the Earth was round, so therefore he can get new trade routes with India.
Yes.
Okay, had nothing to do with discovery, and it didn't mean he had to be a nice guy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
He just didn't know that there would be another continent in the way.
He thought the circumference of the Earth was smaller than it actually was.
Yeah, he basically thought the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean are one and the same thing.
Let me finish my point. But the thing is that he did that, and the reason why his discovery of North America, or at least an island off of North America, was such a profound thing is because the Bible doesn't mention it, and he was Christian. That's why it was such a big thing.
Well,
Okay, not just the fact that hey, I found something that the Bible told me about. No, Bible doesn't mention it. Yeah, of course there was Native Americans out there before he got there, so he didn't actually find.
I was just
the first European.
Yeah, he was the first European.
No, he
to
wasn't the first
record its
European.
existence.
Yep, he wasn't.
He wasn't
Well,
the first
I know
European.
there's the whole thing about the Vikings and stuff, but they never came back and wrote anything. That's the problem.
Actually, they did. They kind of did.
Well, I think they knew they found Greenland and Iceland.
No,
and
it's
wrote-
also
and wrote
new
about
fun
them.
that it's possible that it might have gotten as south as New York City.
No, that part I know. I mean, archaeological evidence is saying that, and I'm cool with that. But what I'm saying is they didn't come back and report it. They died there.
No, they actually came back.
Yeah,
Really?
Leif Erikson
Yes,
came back.
They just didn't publish it in such a way that it was becoming public
Okay,
knowledge.
well then,
They
well
were
then I
Just
never,
to isolate it to actually
then I
get the
never
word out.
read that.
Eric's Saga and Gunlinger Saga both describes it.
Yep.
Okay, well then I am corrected.
There's the
because
Viking
I didn't.
expert. Hello, Hellsoy.
Yeah, I didn't know that they actually that there was actually documentation about that back in what do you call it, in Norway and stuff.
Norway and stuff. That's just
Iceland.
Yeah. Okay.
Leif Erikson was Icelandic, and the sagas are from Iceland.
Inga Doggen.
All right. Well,
There's
no,
no
all
way
right.
to get that reference. Whatever.
Yeah, but as far as discovering North America and stuff, the only reason why Christopher Columbus is credited with that is because of the fact he was the first European to do it. Okay, or at least in big form. Okay.
He's
in
the one
widely
where it
published-
actually ended up mattering for history.
Right, pretty much.
He was the first white European male that described it.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
pretty sure Leif Erikson would fit those categories too.
What did you just assume his sexuality and gender?
Didn't
Fucking
Christopher
hell.
Columbus wear high-heeled shoes and everything because it was a mode back then? Fashion.
I mean, let's
he
not
probably
forget
wore
everything.
just litter bags, kind of.
Yeah, let's also not forget that Columbus never actually set foot on the mainland. So
No, he was down in the Caribbean.
Yeah, he was just visiting some islands, right? Bahamas or whatever.
yeah, down in the Bahamas.
So
But
what you're saying is he actually just wanted to go on vacation in the Bahamas.
actually, what I'm saying is Riley's full of shit with the claims that he's making.
No.
No fucking way.
Yes, Columbus did have a royal patronage, but not from his home country.
Nope, they didn't want anything
He was
to do with
Italian
it.
and he got a patronage from either Spain or Portugal.
Spain.
So, Hellsoy, your opinion on the entire thing?
Because we know you read it.
Good answer.
I think that's the response the teachers are going to read when they finally read it. Yeah, so... about that.
My actually, regardless of all the actual straight up just scientific errors in it, right? That even a layperson like myself can just point out. I think the biggest problem with that entire paper is the fact that it essentially shouts, "I never passed English."
Yeah, before you don't know that, but before we went live, we actually were discussing on whether it's possible for a failed thesis to cause somebody else to take your former degree away. And my response was instantly that yes, maybe they should take Anthony Riley's elementary school diploma away because of this.
Yes, like he cannot have passed English, like not even remotely. Someone did a count on Jem's Discord last night, and if I remember correctly, the amount of just grammar errors in that paper was somewhere around like 530.
The grammar errors are a bad thing, yeah. When it comes to spelling errors, we are at somewhere between 70 and 80.
It's kind of like Don King does a thesis.
Holy crap. So that is 16 grammatical errors per page.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, when you have a sentence that actually takes up a page and a half, yeah, there's a problem.
On the other hand, Sean, there were also sentences that just consisted of 1 or 2 words.
But you know what?
Those count.
But you know what? Now I'm starting to believe Riley's girl when she said that it was too much of a risk to spend money on his degree.
Yes.
I'm starting to understand exactly what she was talking about.
Yep.
Actually, I kind of understand her thought
last
process.
night on Discord.
Just think about her situation. Hey, darling, I'm gonna try to get a master's degree in law or whatever.
Not with my money.
Not only with my money, but she already knows that he's gonna fuck up so badly in terms of just writing skills that there's no way he's gonna pass.
I mean, keep in mind, right? He's been on record multiple times saying verbatim, "My partner thinks it's a waste of money to do this."
What was that ballad they wrote about me?
He was right.
Riley failed English? That's impossible.
The words he actually said to me was his girl said it was too much of a risk.
Oh, I've only heard him say that it was waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
He said that at least twice on Nathan's.
I don't
She actually got some evidence to go on because he tried to represent her and he did represent himself in court about the whole CPC thing and he failed miserably. So yeah, she is fully aware that anything with a law degree in him is a waste of time.
So, can we address their image on page 18?
Page 18. Which one is this? Is it Sagan?
No.
Let's see. Hold on. No, that's
the diagram.
Yeah.
I just pulled down a copy.
Was that the best version of that figure Riley could find?
No,
it
in terms of quality, it's just disgustingly bad.
It seems to be comprised mainly of compression artifacts.
Yep.
Like, what?
Your resolution is crap. You can barely read it. Also, again, he doesn't cite this source.
Well, it's kind of
well, maybe he's quoting it in footnote 11. Make sure to scroll down, see if that's the right one. But the citation should be again listed directly underneath.
I mean, there should be a figure text.
Yes.
Like in like this kind of document, you should be able to take the figure and the figure text by themselves and still understand what's being shown.
Well, speaking of this little passage, I made a comment too.
Yes, it's there in the quote, but still, very bad practice. Just saying.
I made a comment about when Anthony's pressed about whether or not teachers are knowingly lying to their students, he's always saying, "Well, no, they're just as blind and they're just teaching what they've been taught." But in this little paragraph underneath that little graph, he says, "So in light of the above, let us now consider some of the issues of Copernican issues. If these issues are allowed to be ignored by the national curriculum, then otherwise trustworthy teachers can mislead children with their reading with regards to the teachings of the Copernican model. In order to mislead somebody, you have to know that you're not telling the truth. So which is it, Anthony? Are teachers just blindly teaching what they were taught, or are they intentionally misleading somebody, like you say in your paper? Make up your mind."
Man,
so
this
now,
is just...
so Anthony has literally said that teachers are in on the conspiracy.
Man, this is rough, Riley. I mean, this is borderline embarrassing. To be
Yes,
honest with you.
I was about to say the same things. Like, this is not rough. This is just sad, but in a
Yeah.
very funny way, like a clown that hanged himself.
And mind you, he's submitting this paper to teachers.
More like a clown that tried to hang himself, but was stopped because he could still reach the ground with his long shoes.
Yes, Forrest Piper. Yes, indeed.
So I missed the start of this hangout, but have you guys already discussed the point whether or not he's actually ever read like a white paper on his own? Like, does he know how to structure something?
No.
Yes, and no. Yes, we've discussed it. No, he doesn't know.
And here's the kicker.
Well, I know he doesn't know. That's self-evident. But I
Here's the
wonder if
kicker.
he's ever actually read one.
Here's the kicker on that. During the whole beginning process of this, he had a benefactor that was actually walking him through on how to do all this and set everything up. He did a really bad job, dude. Ask for your money back.
But he had someone that helped him through this, and this is the result?
Well, at least on the first draft. I don't know about the second draft. The first draft, he had...
Well, if that person has a degree, that degree also needs to be revoked.
Yeah.
Yes, and also it's also said that 2,000 poundings of money was spent on this. It's just a lost cause.
Of other people's money.
Yeah, it
Of
wasn't,
other
it
people's
wasn't
money, Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what your money bought.
I mean, after it was still hilarious, right? So maybe this entertainment is worth 2,000 poundings.
Gale.
Yes.
Sodium does generate its own charge, but there's no evidence for iron or nickel in molten form.
That was
First of all,
earlier.
There's no such thing as magnetic charge.
That is that whole section is taken directly from a hangout that he had with you. All the arguments are things he would only know about the nickel, the sodium, the liquid sodium spinning to simulate the how the Earth's magnetic field is generated. He would only know about that experiment because Geo told him about it.
Yep.
He's literally using the arguments he came up with on the fly during that hangout.
It's like I said, Micro. This isn't a law thesis. This is literally just a flat smacking in paper form.
Yep.
Well, there is. So this was also. Oh shit! Fuck! I just pushed to talk. What the fuck? I'm so used to push to talk. Fucking. Okay, so it was also discussed last night, right? Because I wasn't there for the better part of the discussion over on Jim's Discord last night, but I got the tail end of it. But one of the things that was brought up was the fuck was I supposed to say? No, I lost my train of thought. Repeat what you said, John.
Wait a minute, I got something here. What do you call it? However, again, there is no science to prove that we are spinning 15 degrees an hour. This is a wait, 15. Okay, punctuation. There we go. Let's see. 15 degrees an hour is the rate, and this is measured and demonstrated with a Simply gyroscope.
That's a bad name.
Connected to a 24-hour clock mechanism. Gee, I wonder who did that. And failed at it miserably by leaving the cable on the damn thing.
Not only that, in this case, he actually chooses to ignore the results of Bob.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
because Bob had shit. I even modeled that shit out, and it was perfect. Let's see. Rather than a usual 12-hour clock mechanism found usually, this rotates at the same pace as the Earth spins on its axis, 15 degrees an hour. However, tests showed the gyroscope accurately detected the detected degrees of movement. The problem is the Earth. If the Earth was actually rotating, then the gyroscope should have showed rotation of the Earth in addition to the rotation of the clock. He was looking for 15. Check this out. This is what he's saying. He was looking for 15 degrees per hour of rotation on a table on a non-polar aligned. I mean, forget the gyroscope itself. You wouldn't. Riley, asked Mike Cavanaugh, because yes, I did look it up, and yes, I am corrected from Mike Cavanaugh that sin of your latitude formula that he used, that I said was only for pendulums, it is actually for gyroscopes. I stand corrected. What do you call it? But the funny part is that he's contradicting that in here by saying that a tabletop gyro should rotate on the z-axis at 15 degrees per hour.
Only if in the proper line.
Only in the North Pole would that happen.
Oh, I just want to say I got my thought back here. I was going to say that there's a part in that paper, if you read, it's somewhere about two-thirds through or 2/5 through, where you can clearly tell that he stopped actually trying to make a legal argument, and from that point on, all he does is
switch to fluff. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was.
I think even he realizes how shit the paper is, and then just has to fill in things to satisfy the people that paid for it.
You know, going back to the grammatical issues and everything, what are the chances that he somehow tried to dictate portions of it at times, and then decided to go back to typing it manually?
Well, dictation would actually be correct.
Not with the doubling of words and due to stuttering or losing train of thought.
Yeah, losing train of thought's a good one. Yeah. Oh, wait. There is no.
What did you just find?
There is no evidence. These are his words between page 22 and 23. There is no evidence that southern star rotation can be seen from an observer looking south in the South America and an observer in South Australia at the same time. South America, yeah, that would happen. You just can't get all three continents to see it at the same time because of their position on the Earth. You know,
yes,
you
basically
won't have
one of them is always going to be in sunlight at any given time.
Entirely true.
Well, I found